I often wonder what it must have been like for my ancestors and yours to leave their homes and their families in Europe and come to North America, to the United States. I know it happened in several ways in my family. The most recent being in 1880 when my great-grandmother left her mother and father in Poland and came here. And as I reflect upon what might have been their experience then, the feelings that they had, but also what they hoped to achieve by coming here, I hear this gospel proclaimed. And what God is asking of us is very similar to what perhaps those immigrants were looking for. They wanted a better life. They wanted to go someplace where they would have opportunities, where things would be different, where they would be free to exercise their religion, their voice, what they wanted in life. God calls to each of us as well. And for those of us that answer him, we too see a far land. We too have a goal to achieve. But in achieving that goal, God sets out a rather steep price. You may seem in this reading to hear the Lord being insensitive to the fact that someone wants to bury their father or say goodbye. But what the Lord is indicating is that above all else, you must place God first. And after God, yourself and your relationship with God. If those things are first, then you attend to your family. And so, just like those immigrants that came here and left behind family, it didn't mean they had to stop loving them. It didn't mean that they had to abandon contact with them. But what it did mean is they separated themselves from those concerns and concerned themselves with a new goal. And such it is with Christianity. We're supposed to set aside the world and be more concerned with what God calls us to do. We're to do that first and then attend to the other. Continuing to love, because that is the great command, but to first do God's will. Discerning God's will is something that is personal to each of us. Some are called to priesthood. Some are not. Some are called to be teachers. Some are not. Others are called to be prayers. Others are not. Some are called just to be listeners. Others are not. But whatever we're called upon to do, that is what we should do first. You heard in the first reading about Elisha having Elijah's cloak cast over him. You too have had a cloak cast over you in your baptism, the cloak of Christ's love. May you wear that cloak with honor and bring it unstained into eternal life.